Well, happening right now, the phone lines are open.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a mental illness, or if you have insurance, we've teamed up with Wellstone Behavioral Health to help.
Yeah, those lines are going to be for another hour until 6 p.m. tonight. The number to call, area code 256-553-8609.
This is home. WAAY 31 Hometown News starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Demetria McClinton.
And I'm Bill Young. Later on in the newscast, we're going to check out the questions that you've been asking during our mental health maze hotline, which has been going all day.
It has. But first, we all know that terrorist organizations can reach your children online. It's scary, but true. Twitter, Facebook, and others are all easily accessible and heavily used by today's teens.
And right here in Alabama is Holly Thrasher joining us right now. And Holly, I want you to tell us a little bit about this website. I understand the FBI has gotten involved in creating to protect these kids.
Yeah, they really have. The FBI is hoping to counter those efforts by terror groups like ISIS and others. So they've developed this website, and it's quite interactive. It's called Don't Be a Puppet. Check it out. The Don't Be a Puppet website is interactive like game and encourages the user to ask questions. It has different sections that explain what terrorists are, the fact that they're not all in foreign countries, and explains how they're recruiting. The FBI special agent in charge of Alabama says teens are a big target for terrorists, but when it comes to creating a lone wolf terrorist, anyone can be recruited.
It doesn't have to be a foreign terrorist organization. It could be a domestic one, someone who is a white supremacist or someone who doesn't like minorities.
The website also shows the user the effects of violent extremism with videos of bombing victims and others. Now, if you would like to explore the website, you can find a link to it on our website. That's redstonealabama.com.
All right, Holly. Into the weekend.
We're talking about the weather. The meteorologist Chris Smith has what.
Well, Bill and Demetria, the good news is the warmer temperatures will stick around the entire weekend. Temperatures will be in the 60s. However, we are expecting a little bit more rain, but no rain showing up right now with Storm Force Viper. That's a good thing. Just a little bit of cloud cover. 72 for the Shoals. Incredibly impressive to see temperatures this warm throughout this part of the year. But the sunset time is 5:34. Clear skies all throughout this evening. Temperatures holding in the 60s till about 8 p.m. But again, look, showers, so really not a lot of rain that much. But Sunday, scattered showers mainly throughout the afternoon. Again, highs will be in the 60s. Demetria?
All right. Football team is on the probation list by the Alabama High School Athletic Association for violating the recruiting rule. And their assistant football coach, Chris Ballantyne, is suspended.
The school now prohibited from participating in any playoff games. Ballantyne has been suspended from coaching at any AHSAA member school for 1 year.
And WAAY 31's Mark Freeman is going to have more details on the restriction and what this means for the team. That's all coming up later in sports.
Also new at 5, some teachers who lost their licenses because of misconduct moving to other states and starting new teaching jobs.
Now there is going to be an internal audit by the national database that tracks teacher misconduct. This comes after USA Today found 1,400 teachers bouncing from one state to the next were not listed in that database even after having their licenses taken away.
WAAY 31's Andy Devine joining us live right now with how Alabama ranked in this investigation. Andy.
Bill and Demetria, it's good news for Alabama. The state scored an A in this investigation, but some parents are wondering why there's not a federal database.
I've never even thought about it.
Marie Farias is a parent of a pre-K student in Huntsville schools. She was surprised to hear that there isn't a federal database to track teacher misconduct. That means a lot of states rely on the database from the National Association of State Directors and Teacher Education and Certification. But USA Today uncovered 9,000 teachers from across the country who received disciplinary action were not listed in the database. Despite those numbers, Alabama State Board of Education board member Mary Scott Hunter says she's confident Alabama does a good job vetting teachers before hiring them.
And right now, all states, including Alabama, do pretty extensive work to determine that. And, you know, it's time consuming and it takes a lot of effort, but I think that it's the right thing to do.
The USA Today report showed that Alabama received an A because it has strong mandatory reporting of teacher misconduct and detailed information online about disciplinary action taken against teachers. Hunter says a federal database could speed up the process of hiring good teachers.
When the state or the system that we're gaining the teacher from isn't cooperative.
Faria says she hopes schools are doing everything they can to make sure the right people are in her daughter's classroom.
Education is extremely important to me.
Bill and Dimitri, according to this study, there are 3 million teachers nationwide, and fortunately, less than 1% have ever faced disciplinary action. Reporting live here in Huntsville, Andy Devine, WAAY 31, Hometown News.
Happening right now, we want to take you live to a view outside of the U.S. Supreme Court. That is where a viewing is being held. Thousands of people from
Scalia died in his sleep at the age of 79. At the time of his death, Scalia was the longest-serving justice on the Supreme Court.
And Harper Lee, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird, has died. The 89-year-old passed away in her hometown of Mobile, Alabama. That's in the southern part of the state. Publishing house HarperCollins released a statement confirming that she had died. However, they would not give any further details.
Well, we're helping you navigate the mental health maze. Phone lines are open right now for you to call and get any help or advice that you need.
WAAY 31's Christine Flores joining us live tonight with the counselors from Wellstone Behavioral Health. And Christine, I am kind of curious, what is the most common question that we've been getting from our callers?
The most common question they've gotten in here today has been from callers asking, how Now here behind me, you can see the counselors have been hard at work since 6 a.m. this morning, answering those phones that have been ringing off the hook. And they've been getting calls ranging from everything from eating disorders all the way up to Alzheimer's. And with me now is counselor Tammy Leith. Tammy, tell me, how do you answer that question when a loved one calls in and asks, how can I get that help for my loved one who doesn't want to get the help themselves?
That may be experiencing a mental health crisis. So for more information about that class, you would go to www.wellstone.com.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Tammy. And so those lines will be open until 6 p.m. tonight. And that number to call is 256-533-8609. And you can also find more information on our website at waaytv.com under the Mental Health Maze tab, where you can find more resources as well. Bill and Demetria.
All right, Christine, thanks. And we also want to let you know of other resources that are available to our community 24/7.
And WAAY 31's Heather Mathis takes us to Crisis Services of North Alabama and introduces us to the volunteers who help save lives every day.
Good morning, Helpline. This is Mike.
Mike Hollis doesn't earn a paycheck for the work he does here at Crisis Services of North Alabama, but he, like many other volunteers, are trained to handle callers in need.
We serve 24/7, so they come overnight, they come at odd hours, and they really have to have a heart and a passion for helping people.
Would you like to talk about that some more?
Each volunteer must take a mandatory 36-hour training course, learning how to handle
whether a person has a plan or has a gun.
As you can imagine, some of these calls can be high stress. Hollis says most of the time the caller just needs an ear to listen.
You take a deep breath and then you let them talk.
Crisis Services provides in-house resources for many situations, plus outside resources across North Alabama to help depending on the circumstance. But lack of funding for resources can make it tough on the call center.
Funding it's hard to come by for some agencies, and so we can only do what we can do.
Crisis Services is funded only by donations and grants by the United Way. The center takes around 17,000 calls a year. They depend on caring volunteers like Hollis to keep the center going.
You walk away feeling pretty good. You help somebody just a little.
In Huntsville, Heather Mathis, WAAY 31, Hometown News.
And last year, Crisis Services $289,000 counseling.
Now, if you would like to learn how to volunteer or donate to the center, you can look for this story on our website. It's under that Mental Health Maze tab at WAAYTV.com.
You will also find a list of these numbers to the Crisis Services Hotline if you need to speak to a crisis counselor.
Well, are you somebody who kind of gets that gagging feeling right here when you try to swallow a pill? Some of them are big.
Yeah, that's me right there. At Hometown Health with Erin Dacey, she shows us new ideas to help trick yourself into swallowing it.
And boy, you better take advantage of this gorgeous weather tonight, because this weekend, not looking near as pretty. Chief Meteorologist Chris Smith joining us with what you need to expect before your weekend plans.